to share with you this evening, and then we'll get back to food, drink, and celebration. I want to welcome and thank you for joining us in celebration. This is really a special day for the Josephy Center. Exactly 10 years ago today, the IRS provided the 501c3 designation for the Josephy Center. We have a plaque or a letter, and the stamp says October 21, 2012. So today is the official day. We are now 10 years old. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Nancy Noble, and I have a privilege of being the board president this year. So, and with that comes MC responsibility, I guess. Anyway, I want to express our appreciation and gratitude for all those who have contributed to the growth and success of the Josephy Center over these past 10 years. I won't be able to list every single person or name every single person who has contributed. It would just take too long. I do want to say how grateful we are to the many donors, especially our donors, large and small, who have been faithful and helped us through these years. And to our business sponsors, this is an awesome business community, and I guess what I want to say for that is shop local, because we have a great number of businesses in our community that are incredibly generous. And then to the foundations, who have truly been the backbone of our arts and library programs. The volunteers, those who have given their time tirelessly and generously. And then to the Wallowa County community. It's truly this community, this special place and awesome community that has inspired this organization. In the course of 10 years, the Josephy Center for Arts and Culture has grown from a staff of one and one part-time person to a staff of 4 full-time and 4 part-time professionals, plus a significant number of dedicated contract art instructors and workshop presenters. These talented individuals have taught more than 600 youth and adult workshops to close to 8,000 participants. Counting and cataloged 96 exhibits featuring almost 200 artists. Provided over 300 brown bag discussions. And we've welcomed more than 100,000 visitors to this center. Pretty amazing, huh? The most significant recent achievement, of course, was the purchase of this beautiful building, with funds left over to undertake significant maintenance that's going on right now, actually, and to create a small nest egg toward our future expansion of class space, meeting space, offices for staff, and an elevator. Of the more than $600,000 raised, about 30% came from this community. We are a small community. I think that is incredible. So we want to especially thank and let everyone know who has participated in that capital campaign how deeply indebted we feel for your gifts and generosity. Again, I can't call out every person who's been instrumental in the Josephy Center's early growth and success. It's not possible. But I do want to call out 3 very special people. And I'm going to need a little help here. I want to start with Ann Stevens, the founder of the Josephy Center for Arts and Culture. By purchasing purchasing this building in 2012, Ann took the first big step to making this a reality. So Rod, you want to come down and join me and help share the love? The mic's yours, Rod.
Okay, well, of course, people know me, but I don't speak for the public, but I do have to, I'm honored to make this time to tell a little bit shortly about the story of this wonderful building and my friendship with Ann, and my honor and true love of how generous and wonderful person that Ann is to all of us, and especially to me and Mary and everyone. And the seed of this started. When we moved to town 20 years or so ago. I always thought that an art center would be a cool thing to have, someplace that people could gather and learn, take classes, and just sit around and create art together. And there was one walk. We had a small group of us that would walk at noon. And there was one spring day we were walking along the street here, and I just remember there was snow on the sidewalks and walking along, and Mary Lee was there, Marquis, Nancy, and Ann, and I'm sure others I'm not remembering, but we looked up and said, wow, that building's for sale. Wouldn't that make a wonderful art center? And so I'm a dreamer. But Ann stepped up, and she's the angel that allowed all this to happen. And plus the hard work of Nancy, Marky, Vince, and some, I'm not great, but our original board, they said it could be, Ann and I went to Portland to get a feasibility grant, a seminar from my memorial, and we did get that grant. And they did the study, and they told us that it's not feasible.
Money well spent.
We're all here to witness that they just don't know about Rock County that much, or did. They know a lot more about it now.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, so it was just it's been a wonderful part of my life. And I would just like to present this to Ann that will hang, and just in honor of all she has given to me personally and to all of us. So Ann, we love you dearly.
I just want to say real quickly that I always thought Rod was the spark, and all I did was add a little bit of kindling. And Nancy and Marky came along with the logs, and then the whole community started adding to the bonfire, and look where it got us.
Wonderful. So we are some of the founders. I actually was not on that walk. I don't remember being there, but I sure am glad I got roped in not too long after. It has just been an amazing journey. And I do want to introduce Marky Pitts, in case you don't know Marky. She's on the board today and been with us and just phenomenal all the way through. So the next person I'd like to recognize, Rich Schneider, where are you? Rich, come on up. Rich is our library director. The Alvin and Betty Josephy Library of of Western history and culture is a treasure.
Yeah.
And Rich is the reason for it being here in this facility. This collection provides an insight into the rich history and culture of the indigenous people of this valley pre-white settlement. This is also memorialized by a beautiful Doug Hyde statue out in the front garden, and Rich is responsible for that as well. So he was the inspiration. So Rod, you got a little something for Rich?
I do have a little something, and I wish it could be like an envelope, bigger, like hold $1 million check. But Rich was one of the first people I met when we moved here, and out at Knowles, we invited for dinner, and he has become truly one of my best friends ever on the planet. And Rich, we all love you, and we wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
So, back to Ann, I was hiding in the basement of the fish scrap building with boxes of Alvin Josephy's books. And Ann said, we've got this project up here, and we're going to form a new nonprofit, and how about you bring those books up to this new art center? And so the Josephy Center for Arts and Culture, kind of the Josephy Library, is the culture part of that, or they overlap. And the Josephy family, of course, Alvin was my mentor, helped me along the way in many ways, helped me start Fish Trap, just taught me so much. And so I get to live with his books upstairs and his legacy. I thought Alvin left me some books. Well, he left me a mission, a job.
Good job.
He said, when American Indians weren't lied about in American history, they were omitted completely. So you got to go out there and keep telling this message. Just you mentioned Huevos, that sculpture out there. The easiest grant we ever wrote at this place. We said there are 12 bronzes on Main Street in Joseph. 4 of them depict Indians, none of them done by a Native artist. And Oregon Community Foundation said, here's $80,000, go find an artist. And that's why we found Doug Hyde and Doug Hyde's vision. And that statue, that sculpture, is at Huevos, which we got the Aoki, Aoki, who wrote the Nez Perce Dictionary, gave us the word, and all the elders from across the Northwest said, that's it. And the title means, at Huevos, it means return from a difficult journey. And so the granite block is the mountains, the Wallowas. The cutout is the removal in 1877, and the woman walking back in bronze is the return. People come and take selfies with that thing, and when we had the celebration, Cheryl, they cried. We ate salmon, and we had a heck of a time. The only other thing I'm going to say, I've been on the phone off and on all day with Diane Josephy Peavy, Amy Ha's aunt, and Amy, by the way, is maybe the only relative here. Amy Ha is Alvin's granddaughter. She lives in Oregon City now, and she came for her mom's birthday and to be at this event. And so meet Amy Ha when you can. So Diane called me, and she said, Rich, I feel so bad. I don't think we can make it. I just didn't, I'm so sorry. And she called and well, maybe we can. And she was on and on. And she said, but I decided that I have something that the library should have. And it's my dad's typewriter that he got when he was 12 years old. Oh. It's a Remington Portable, 1927. So it's coming. And Diane then typed a whole message for me to say something, to read, and it got lost. So she called me 4 other times, and she said, I woke up and I wrote that thing and it was just so right, and then I got lost in the cyberspace. So anyway, please tell people how honored and thankful we are for the Josephy Center, and the whole family is supportive and just loves y'all, okay? So thank you all very much for me, and what a great run this has been, and I'm not leaving. You guys the board keeps thinking I'm going to keel over or something, so they got a grant and even hired an assistant. So Coley Riggs is now working with me. And it is a joy. We've already got things cleaned up quite a bit. But anyway, I couldn't think of anything I'd rather be doing. And as somebody said one time, Juan Schneider, if retirement means you're doing what you want to do, then you've been retired as long as I know you. And I'm going to keep being retired.
Thank you, Rich. And the third person I'd like to have come up is Cheryl Norton Cobham. Cheryl is our executive director, as I believe most of you know. She's been with the Josephy Center for more than 9 years. She came first in the capacity as a board member. That lasted about 2.5 months. When we posted the job for executive director, she said, well, are board members allowed to apply? And I was like, hallelujah. Great. She is the person who has made manifest the dream and vision of the center as a gathering place, a place which inspires, informs, and celebrates the arts and culture of the Wallowa County and this region. Cheryl is not only the face of the Josephy Center, she is the engine that drives every element of what we do, but most importantly, she is the heart. And so, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cheryl, for everything you do and how hard you work. You're wonderful. Thank you all. The whole community loves you.
Thank you so much. I love this middle part here. Thank you so much, Nancy and Marky, you were all, and Rob too. I do have some notes. And I just want to point out my mother is here, Jane Mark. And I thought I would, I just want to thank you all for coming. And not just coming here for the 10th anniversary, but coming and supporting all of our programs, whether it's an exhibit opening or a class or volunteering or just bringing your friends just to walk around and just be here. I thank you so much, and I thank you for your financial support, your volunteerism, and everything else. I also want to thank our board past. There are so many people that have participated on our board, and you've supported me throughout this whole time, and I just want to thank you and appreciate you. And there's so many I can't. But I want to say you've put your trust in me, and you've supported some of my crazy ideas, as well as some of the more pragmatic ideas. I also want to thank the staff. I've had a great staff from the beginning, and the current staff I have, I feel like we really work well as a unit, as a team, and I just want to thank all of you for all of the hard work that you put into making us succeed. And making those connections with community members. I can't do it without you, and I think they deserve a round of applause. I want to especially thank Rich, who's given me advice. You know, he was an ED at one time. I don't get a lot of financial advice from Rich, but he gives me a lot of other support. Rich, that was a joke, that joke. And he has helped me brainstorm. We love coming up with great ideas, and he's helped me so much with proofreading. I came into this not the best writer, and he's helped me improve my writing exponentially. So I wanted to talk a little bit about where we're going. So right now, our mission is to be a gathering place, and I hope we can continue to be your second or third living room. We are celebrating 10 years. We've definitely grown out of our infancy and childhood, and one we've already talked about, our great success at purchasing this building. And now we're looking into our adolescent years. And if it was anything like my teenage years, we will be in for an adventure. And that's why I mentioned my mother being here. I was a bit of a rebel. But in sort of a good way, if that's possible. You can ask my mom, and she's here to tell you. I took risks. I questioned things. I pushed limits and loved art. I found art, music, and theater as a great escape and found many friends through that. I'm getting a little teary.
You can do it.
Through those common hobbies, I geeked out on books and learning, and I think that helped me mature. Sometimes you see teens, they're a little awkward when they're growing, like their arms or legs are, a little longer than, or their head is too big, or their body's not so, things like that could happen in these adolescent years. But I hope and I look to you all to help me support growing in a healthy manner. And I look to you all to help with input and your support. I'm hoping that there will be no awkward moments where we have long legs or, all that. But where are we going? So programmatically, I think, yes, we're going to grow, and the staff is going to grow. And I'm hoping that the Josephy Center's next 10 years should reflect some of the more positive teenage traits and guidance from individuals like you. We'd love to hear from you. What do you want to see? Do you want to see more classes? Do you want to see more art? Do you want to see people dancing? We want to hear from you. We want to see what you want. This is your art center, and the community has a lot of input in saying what they want to see here. In the next few years, we plan to extend the building, and we want your input. We're going to have a first floor ceramic studio, an elevator. Nancy talked a little bit about this, and then hopefully a second floor with staff space and maybe even another classroom. And so I want to hear from you all, but I also feel like I need your help to make it to that next level. And when we're an adult, I may not be here, because I'll be like 70, but maybe I'll be on the board or something, who knows. But I want to hear from all of you what you want to see, what you want your kids to be doing here, what your grandkids are doing here. And you can email me or Rich, but I want to thank everybody for putting the trust in me to making this mission work. And who knew that this art center would make it in such a small community? I myself am just flabbergasted. I got here in 2001, and I thought, God, this is a small town. Is there a place you can go where you could just listen to an artist talk, or maybe just a lecture, or anything like that? And that's what we've created. We've created a place that people can come, they can expand their thinking, they can create artwork, and they can look at artwork and have thoughts about it, and they can share it with their friends. So again, I thank you all for coming tonight, but I also thank you for every day that you've spent in here, every hour, and I hope to see you more often in the future. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So I too want to thank you, and you are the community we serve, but more importantly, you are the community that provide the encouragement and support and reason for us to be here. So, without any further ado, I would like to encourage you to get a piece of cake, and I think Eileen's going to help with that. Enjoy the next set of our fabulous band, Good Question, and party on. Thanks.